Welcome to Breakfast Food, the weekly themed comedy podcast featuring feel-good stories, stupid anecdotes, and advice you didn't even know you wanted. From me, Annabel Logan.
And me, Cara McKinley. I tried to do like the combo from was it Mortal Kombat? But it for some reason didn't work. I gave up halfway through. I was just like Cara McKinley.
It just went Cara.
Yeah, I don't know what ended up happening.
That's fine.
I did my best.
I need to get my own jazzy name intro.
The issue is
it'd be like
oh my god. Oh my god. Because of the lag, I couldn't tell whether my internet was just like freaking out because on my end that went on for so long. Oh my god. Yeah, the problem is I don't think about it beforehand.
My internet's so bad as well.
I know. Oh, I'm like nervous for the lag this week, but we'll make it work.
Yeah, apologies in advance, everybody, if it gets a bit weird. But on a good note, I have a microphone now, and it means that I'm not editing out continuously things like when I try and pop my peas or laugh really loud in the mic and it's like boom. So hopefully it'll be fine and it'll be nice and easy for you to edit. So fingers
I can
crossed.
see it peeking up in your webcam shot and it looks so professional. You've got a pop guard and everything. It looks great.
Oh, I do. I know. I didn't realize how much I popped until we were starting doing this, and it's more just like guffaw laughter that messes up my microphone. Yeah. Anyways, hi.
Yeah. Hi. Our waffle this week it has been slandered and slated on TripAdvisor because we're doing 1-star reviews.
Whoa. Yeah, following on from we put a poll up and this was definitely the clear winner. People really wanted to hear some badass, not badass, just bad reviews.
Just bad reviews. The weird thing about it was for the first little while, every single thing I put up was neck and neck. Like all of the things we could have, all the options were neck and neck completely, and then thankfully you got the deciding votes through on your side and it bumped this one up. So we'll definitely do one of the other things for next week's one. But yeah, this week we have 1-star reviews, and I really enjoyed the game that Annabel played for me last week where she made me guess where in Edinburgh these reviews were for. So that's what I have. I've got a few Edinburgh reviews that I want to tell you, Annabel. Amazing. And you can try and guess. You'll probably, the thing is, a lot of them say what they are in it. So I'm gonna try and not say that bit.
Okay.
If I mess up,
I'm so ready. I'm so excited. Okay.
Okay.
Get my thinking.
So the first review, the name is amazingly depressing. It says, "Did not expect much, so was not surprised with what I saw when I got there. Depressing place. Most places shut as it was a bitterly cold day in March. Spent no more than 15 minutes here before jumping in the bus and heading back to the city centre. Maybe worth a visit during the summer period."
Oh, somewhere you have to get out of the city centre to visit.
Yeah, and it's an amazingly depressing place.
I mean, where did they go? Somewhere sad, oh my god. Isn't it bad? The only thing I could think of, and I don't believe it's going to be it, was Gorgie Farm.
Oh no, I love Gorgie Farm.
Me too. All the pets and the pigs. Oh crikey. That's really, I have no idea.
I can give you a hint. There was a bit that I missed out that you will know when I say it. I missed this bit out because I don't want to ruin it, but shall I tell you the bit I missed out?
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, the bit I missed out was the arcade was open if that's where you want to waste your money.
Oh, so that would be Portobello Beach.
Portobello Beach!
Hey!
An amazingly depressing place.
I mean, come on, who goes to Scottish beach in the winter? Of course it is.
Yeah. they're like, oh, it's the worst place ever. It's so cold and everything's closed. And it's like, you went on a specifically cold and gross day. Like, why would you ever?
I mean, there's not a different weather climate and in Portobello Beach. I'm so sorry. And I think it's because it has that seafront vibe where, you know, naturally it's going to be catered towards summer. So like naturally anything other than summer will not look good. I actually used to live 5-minute walk from Portobello Beach. Like,
yeah,
you remember?
That's why I picked this one.
Yeah, so I used to live right by the arcade. Which was awesome. All those 2p's were spent really well.
I know, you just saved all your 2s and 10 pences so that you could go in there and throw them into the slot machine.
I mean, as the reviewer said, the arcade is always open. Any day of the year.
The arcade is always open. Yeah.
It captures your dreams and spits them out again. That's so good.
That's why I chose that one, because I was like, maybe it's so close to home for Annabelle.
Yeah.
The next one's a nice short one.
Okay.
And you probably will get this one, actually. The title is A Design Travesty. It says, shame on Scotland for allowing this to be built. Just awful.
I wonder if that's the Scottish Parliament building.
Yay! You're so good at this game.
I mean, that's like a classic. You know, if you have nothing to talk about in Edinburgh, just start talking about the Scottish Parliament building, because clearly people still have strong feelings.
Talk about how much you hate it. I know. When I looked at that one, there were so many. They're being like, oh, terrible. This was designed by someone who clearly lives in a warm climate because all the windows are small.
I mean, it is an unusual building, but I'm so used to seeing it now. It doesn't offend my eyes anymore, I guess.
Yeah, I do remember being upset by it when I first saw it, like being like, why, when I first saw it, because someone was like, it's meant to look like a leaf, and then someone else was like, it's meant to look like an elephant, and I was like, if you can't tell the architectural difference between an elephant and a leaf, then you've done something wrong.
Why though? Why the Scottish,
I don't know.
the Scottish national animal, the elephant? You can see all those elephants roaming around Hollywood Park. It's so silly.
I think it's literally because someone saw that it was grey and they were like, ah yes, they must have been mimicking the grand elephant, the only grey thing in the world.
Then we need to be like, hey, what kind of elephant though? Indian elephant, African elephant. There is a difference.
True. Mm-hmm. Scottish elephant, duh.
Scottish elephant. Woolly mammoth, maybe.
Obviously. Oh my god, that would be something. Imagine the Scottish Parliament building was just like covered in brown fur head to toe.
I know. It would look so awesome. I mean, terrible. Yeah, it would be bad in the rain, but I would be into it for sure.
It would be bad all year. Imagine the cleanup.
I know.
Yeah, terrible, horrible.
That's great.
My next one, I have 2 more. One of them is crazy, but I'll get to that one in a minute. The first one, the review title is Plebs and Toffs.
Yeah. Nice.
And it says there is a 2-tier customer system. The plebs have to wait till the toffs, priority ticketing, are catered for. This is not made clear. We waited 15 minutes at the ticket desk and then a further 30 minutes in the hall. No communication as to how long it would be before the plebs got to have their turn. Shocking amount of time to keep customers waiting.
In the
what do you think?
hall?
Yeah, I had to miss a word out, actually, because that would have given it away.
The only thing I can think about in a hall would be the Great Hall in the castle.
No, not the castle.
Oh,
although plebs and toffs would fit in with a castle setting.
Oh my goodness, that's hard. Is it Holyrood Palace?
It is not Holyrood Palace.
Oh no! Is there?
Shall I tell you?
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, there's no hints. It was Edinburgh Dungeon.
I never knew there was a special priority ticketing happening in Edinburgh Dungeon.
Me neither. And also just the term plebs and toffs was not something I would ever have equated to the dungeons. So I've got one more guess the review, and please excuse me trying to read this one because I can't tell if it's a joke review. I can't tell. I honestly, it's insane. I'm not going to do I wanted to do an accent for it, but it really is going to be difficult. So imagine what I imagine, like this kind of male Morningside accent,
Oh, yes.
like that kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
So this is a day and experience to forget. Where to start? Me and one of my fellow lodge members thought we'd treat the wives and our young bears to a wee day out to this place. So firstly, the parking attendant made a jibe at us for all being kitted out in the new orange Rangers away tops. Clearly one of the special breeds of manky mob that can't afford the train fare to Parkhead. Anyway, it only got worse when we got inside. The state of the place was ridiculous, like wading through a landfill. My laddie, wee Nacho, stung by a wasp, and the staff didn't want to know. Never be back. No surrender. Great Britain.
There's a lot of things to unpack. What?
There's a lot to pull apart in this one.
First of all, where is this in a football stadium?
No.
Or is this like, why are they talking about why are they all wearing their Rangers kits?
It's literally nothing. I think a lodge. Now I don't know anything about football. This is one of the reasons why I don't engage in football. But I think lodge members is like they belong to the same football lodge. I really don't know. So that's why they were all in Rangers kits. But yeah,
a football lodge. It sounds like the Masons.
It does. Yeah. It does. We're back to conspiracy theories all over again.
Goodness. Oh, well, I mean, there's a lot to talk about there. Shoot, where would they be? Why would they be laughed at? Why are they so? What?
I missed out a few things because some of them make no sense.
So I have no idea. I don't have any clue about where that is. Is there?
Yeah, it's a really tough one when I've not mentioned the extra little bits, because the reason I picked it isn't even so much that it's like a bad thing about this place. It was just it was impossible for me to not say this one. It's so crazy. So yeah, the clue is, where is it? It says, anyway, it only got worse. I thought we were going to see the penguins, not buy a family of them.
Oh my gosh. So they went to their Edinburgh Zoo adventure.
No.
What? I mean, if I saw like bright orange t-shirts, running into Edinburgh Zoo, I would be a very frightened penguin indeed. So.
Yeah. And also like him being like, oh, this guy made a comment about all of us wearing our Rangers outfits, what an idiot. Or he called him a special breed of manky mob.
Manky.
But it's like, if I was working somewhere, customer service or whatever, and like a gaggle of people came in Rangers outfits, like I would probably make a joke about it too. Or like I'd be like, oh god, here we go.
Yeah, totally. I would feel a bit awkward, very awkward.
Yeah, totally. It's the bit at the end.
Yeah, that makes
never
no sense.
Be back, no surrender, Great Britain. That bit really gets me every time.
Yeah. I mean, are they? I mean, they must be Scottish, right?
They have to be Scottish.
Right?
You would think so if they're all in Rangers outfits. Like at first I was like, are they? Well, at first I was like, are they British, like as in English? But then I was like, no, I think they're Scottish, but quite possibly Tories. They
no
sound
surrender,
like Tories.
Great Britain.
Yeah, yeah, that's the sign off. Yeah, no surrender instead of kindest regards.
Yeah. So he ends all his emails.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So
those were all my guesses, or the ones for you to guess.
Okay.
Did you have any for me?
Yes, let me just get some up.
Whilst you find them, what are your what is your experience with TripAdvisor and customer reviews? Like, have you ever left a bad TripAdvisor review or any TripAdvisor reviews?
I've never left a review. I don't know. I guess it's just naturally in my kind of the next thing I do, like even if I've had a bad experience, it just doesn't enter my mind to suddenly like write an angry email about it and shout
Yeah.
into the ether. I don't know, because I usually, if I've not really ever had terrible customer service, apart from one time in a post office, but that's something different. But I don't know. If there's a problem, I kind of try and fix it there and then, and I'm so like, because you probably feel the same in some ways, because we both worked in customer service, we also know at times like the kind of real challenges that you can face, and I guess I have a lot of empathy for the other side and people working, so I'm usually give people the benefit of the doubt, and I try not to be super angry, because I'm just not an angry person, man. I'm just like peace and love.
peace and love. It's okay if you got my order wrong.
Yes,
yeah, totally. I've left 1 3-star review.
Ooh.
And that's because I wanted them. So if I'm like researching, to be fair, I actually never look at TripAdvisor really before I go somewhere.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really terrible at just being like, I want to do this thing, I'm just gonna go do it. But I was told that if you really want someone to like take heed of something, put it in the 3-star reviews, because people view the 3-star reviews as someone who's quite neutral. They've got good points and bad points. So I did it for, I won't name them, but I did leave a review for like a bar / escape room kind of thing. And it was really good, but also there was just like bits of it that just were like really lacking. So I left a very nice 3-star review. And honestly, when I was in the 3-star review place, I was just like, here's all the incredible things and 1 or 2 things. So they were really nice. They like emailed me and they checked in with it, and like, but when I was looking in the 3-star like pool of reviews, someone else had left a review there, being like, really good, really enjoyed it, everything about it was great, except they were like, the person who showed us around, God bless him, had terrible BO.
Oh no, yeah.
I know, reading it, I was like, oh my God. And it was like, the person was like, I'm writing it here because I feel like I must not be the only person to have noticed it, but everyone else is too shy to say. So I'm saying it for his own good. Like, he's wonderful. He just needs to be more careful about his BO. And I was like, oh God.
That used to happen quite a bit in Mary King's because of the costumes. They were never cleaned. Or
the costumes were, oh my God.
Yeah.
Name and shame Mary King's.
I know.
The amount of time I would wear my costume before it got sent to the cleaners was unreal, especially in the summer. It gets so hot under there in the summer, and like obviously we'd take our own shirts home to wash them.
Yeah.
But like the actual my costume, to this day I'm pretty sure my costume is made out of curtains. Like, it was so heavy and thick. Oh my God.
So
like
good.
It would get to a point in summer where I would have bits of the tour where I would know if I stand over here, people won't get too close to me. So
at least we could blame it on authenticity of the time. Like that's
true.
Hey, I found some of my guest things. One of them is gonna just be, because it'll give it away if I say too much. But it is like, the title is Tourist Trap, no longer worth it, which is kind of seems quite a general thing for these. So this line: if, however, you like kitschy things made just to suck in low-information voters who like following bright, shiny lights, then this is the place for you.
Oh my goodness, Lordy Lou.
Scathing piece on social commentary there, I believe. So,
lights. I am going to guess it's either the Botanical Gardens Christmas lights or the Chinese lanterns at the zoo.
Oh, I love it. These are very specific.
I know.
It's not either of these. It's much more. It's a much more central place. Big clue. It's on the Royal Mile.
On the Royal Mile. What? They just like lights. Uneducated. I'm trying to put low income. I don't even remember what it was that you said.
Low information voters.
Low information, that's it. Not low income. Is it Dynamic Earth?
No, it's on the other end of the mile.
You're gonna have to tell me, I think.
Camera Obscura.
Oh, of course, Camera Obscura. Absolutely fuck those guys. Camera Obscura's great.
Yeah, I love Camera Obscura. I mean, it's I saw a lot of reviews, and like the only thing people really got annoyed with was just because it gets busy. But
Oh yeah.
I guess there's not much you can do about that.
It is a weird one. Like for those of you who listen and haven't been to Camera Obscura, it's a strange one because it is in just an old Edinburgh building.
Yeah.
And because it's in an old Edinburgh building, like all of the stairways are really narrow. There's like random passageways that make no sense. Like just because it's an old building, but they've crammed this like essentially a science museum into it, which I find really fun. It's a really interactive science museum. However, in saying that, every time I've gone for free. So this is I've taken a lot of reviews with a pinch of salt because a lot of the time I think to myself, would I have been less enthused if I paid for this thing?
Yeah, and it's not cheap. It's £15 a person.
Yeah,
that's a lot. That's a lot. But
for free, I think it's amazing. I don't know how I'd feel if I had to pay £15.
I've got another one here, which is again, there's bits I'm gonna have to miss out. Okay, so this place, it has been closed due to some visiting dignitary staying there. The place is huge. Can't he or she stay in their rooms during the days or go out for a coffee?
Or go out for a coffee. Is this Holyrood Palace?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't they just stay in their room?
I mean, can you just go out for a coffee? We really want to see this good old, I don't know. I like Holyrood Palace.
I've never been.
I've only been once. Like it's worth seeing, and it does feel weird though because it is someone's house and people do stay there. So but it's pretty. Got nice gardens.
Yeah, I've heard nice things about the garden. I've just never. I don't know why I've never gone. I suppose like in use castles or palaces don't really appeal to me. Probably for that feeling of I also when I was buying my house. And obviously was looking around other houses, I felt so uncomfortable going to house viewings.
Yeah.
Like, because the person who lives there just kind of awkwardly stands in the corridor and watches you look in all their drawers, essentially.
I know. It's this... It's like you got this instinct in you and you're like... It feels so wrong what I'm doing. Like, I'm breaking in and, like, I'm intruding on someone's personal space. And
it's so weird.
Yeah.
I always end up leaving without like checking a bunch of stuff. Like even with I was literally about to say don't tell Hannah, but I'm on air and she listens to this podcast, so she can also probably hear me from next door. But there was a few things that when I left the house I did buy, I was like, oh, butts, I should have checked this. Oh, I should have checked that. But like there were so many things that I just didn't check because the woman was lovely, but she was like walking around with me being like, this is this is that. And then she said to me, she was like, I'm going to go into the garden with my son and you can just like potter about and see. But like that felt even worse. Like then I was just in the house, just like she was like, yeah, feel free to like check the wardrobes and stuff, and I was like, but your clothes are in there.
I know. even if you go to like rent, like to a place you want to rent, even when you're getting shown around and there's a bunch of people, and you're like opening cupboards, and you're like, well, that's a cupboard, and everyone's just sort of watching you do it. It's so unnatural.
It's so unnatural.
I have a quick offshoot, which I thought is just a little off the tip thing, but I found this is something very cool. I knew of someone who knew someone who was the groundskeeper of Aleister Crowley's house. Do you know Aleister Crowley?
No, I don't.
He was this big occultist guy in the 50s and 60s, I believe, maybe earlier actually, and he essentially would, according to people, he was a Satanist, and he would have terrible he would do sacrifices and like I don't know, have people around for I don't know, some good old orgies. I've never really fully looked in, but he's basically very famous. He's quite obviously very infamous, not alive anymore. But yeah, a lot of bad stuff apparently happened in this house. And then it was bought by someone from, I would like to say Pink Floyd, some like really famous band. And,
interesting.
Yeah, and then it was eventually bought by some sort of nice Swedish family, and they were away. They used it as like a sort of retreat home. They clearly were very wealthy, and we basically were allowed to have a wee peek inside, and it was like I walked into this person's like house, and it was like it was so wrong. I mean, it's not good to have him, but it was so interesting to see how this legendary house, and it was creepy, but it had been done up to look just like a normal modern house. Like there was nothing sinister about it when I went in, but there was a basement that we were not allowed to go in. Wow. And the guy was like, no one can go in there, and I was like, oh my god, why?
Yeah, my goodness.
So that was pretty cool. And later, I think certainly maybe in the last 4 or 5 years, the house burned down. So it adds to the fuel of it being
it does.
somehow cursed, you know?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, any story of can't go in the basement, it just like breeds. We had that, remember at Mary King's? There was the house that was still standing, and it was like, truthfully, no, you couldn't get into the basement because the stairs had crumbled away, and it wasn't like you. I mean, you could like slide down there if you wanted to, but there was like debris in there and rubble in there, and like as soon as someone was like, "Oh yeah, there's a basement just down there, but you can't go in," I was like, "Oh, bodies."
Well, yeah, totally. It's so good. Yeah, sorry, it's a bit of a tangent, but I just thought of like weird places that you go into and you shouldn't really be there, and it's someone's home.
Yeah,
there's a whole new topic for us.
That one was a little bit different from my one of looking at people's cupboards, but yes.
So I've got a couple. Okay, this one's good because it's just the first line, because it's like this stupid dad joke, and all it is 1 star, too long. A mile is a long way. They should change it to a royal quarter mile. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Actually, sir, I think you'll find it's actually a mile and an eighth, but that isn't as catchy. So.
It's a Scotch mile. But yeah, that's basically his little hook line, and then he starts chatting. I noticed a lot of people, though, generally, that talked about the Royal Mile and the Old Town. There's so many racist people. We kind of touched on this the other time, and the amount of like 1 star reviews, which are basically just thinly veiled kind of
racism.
Swipes at being horribly racist. Yeah, I was really quite shocked, actually. It was I
found that too when I was, so I have one. It's I have one that basically, whilst I was just looking for like random funny 1 star TripAdvisor reviews, I found that there's a specific place that just like so many people hate.
Oh yes.
And you'll know it in the title of the first one. You will know it.
Okay.
You'll know exactly what it is. Because it's another bad dad joke, actually.
I love it.
Shall I tell you it?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? More like awful tower. Do you know it?
Wait. What? Tower? Wait.
Yeah. More like awful tower.
I don't know where we are. Why don't I know that?
Oh no, you're gonna kick yourself when I tell you.
What tower do we have? Oh, Alton Towers.
No, it's not here. It's not here. It's just a place in the world. Hold on. First of all, if anyone listening got this before Annabelle, please tell me, because now I feel like it's not as. Well, as soon as I read it, I was like, oh yeah, Annabelle will get this, and now I'm like, wait, am I the wrong one? Let me read you the next the next review, and hopefully you'll get it. Maybe not at this point. Okay. Doesn't do anything. Just sits there. Lots of loud tourists. No steak. No cheese. Nothing. Just a big tower. I want a cool tower, not this tower.
Okay. Are we talking about the Eiffel Tower?
Yes, we're talking about the Eiffel Tower.
Why did I not?
Awful Tower.
Of course. I see, for a bit I was like, okay, somewhere in Edinburgh, there's a tower.
No.
Sorry. That's why. Oh my god.
I just skipped to a whole other country.
What are they talking about? Steak and cheese there?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it says no steak, no cheese, nothing. Just a big tower. I want a cool tower, not this tower, which I thought was one. But this is the thing with the Eiffel Tower. For some reason, everyone's raging. Like, everybody hates it. Like, so there was that one. There was a 1-star review that says, never been there. That's the name of the review. And then it just says, this is one where I'm like, you have missed the point of TripAdvisor. You don't know what TripAdvisor is. The 1-star review is never been there, and then the review is, I wish this was the Nebraska state capital because it has much more character. Sad face.
What?
I don't know. It's like someone left a 1-star review because they're like, this doesn't belong to America and I'm sad.
Okay.
So weird. Weird.
People, that poor Eiffel Tower. I mean, of course it's a tourist trap. It's like the most famous thing in the whole of France. If you think of pretty much France, you think of vineyards and the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah,
so.
totally. Yeah, the other one that I had was, if you want to buy a pack of cigs or a bottle of nasty wine from a bucket, this is definitely the place.
Oh yeah, count me in. I love it.
Yeah, I want a bucket of wine.
Get me a nasty, like.
Yeah, nasty. Oh Lord, it was just the term nasty wine from a bucket. Like, but yeah.
I mean,
so many, like thousands of 1-star reviews, but also the reason I brought this up a little bit early was to carry on with your point of so many of those reviews were just outlets for racism.
Oh man, people.
So many, because like obviously around the Eiffel Tower, have you ever been?
Yes, I have. Yeah,
I went a few years ago as well, and like around the Eiffel Tower, there's a lot of people selling like tack, essentially, like Eiffel Tower, models or whatever people doing that, but like. So many people were just using that as an excuse to be heinously racist. Like, to the point where, like, I wanted to look for more Eiffel Tower reviews, but I was like, I can't slog through the racism anymore.
I was the exact same. I was looking at kind of Old Town, Royal Mile reviews, and I just couldn't do it. I was just like, this is so frequent and depressing, and I had to stop.
Yeah, just... terrible and dumb. Keep that. In fact, I was a little bit to say keep that shit to yourself, but actually just go educate yourselves rather than keeping it to yourself. Go be better.
I know,
idiots.
Idiots. I mean, doubtful if they're I doubt that will ever happen for them, but yeah, I agree.
Be less racist and then complain more funny for me.
Yes, I wanted more funny things. I was kind of like, I thought there would be funnier 1-star reviews, and this should be my review. I thought there would be funnier 1-star reviews on TripAdvisor. I was very disappointed that there were not. Be better. Yeah, I'll write that for TripAdvisor.
If TripAdvisor has a TripAdvisor place where you can leave reviews, please leave a 1-star review saying the 1-star reviews aren't funny enough.
Absolutely.
We wanted to make a podcast and you made it very difficult.
This is not the standard I expected from TripAdvisor. Did you ever, I don't think we ever chatted about it. I don't know if we should mention it or not. We could just keep this off mic.
You can mention it.
You're chatting about the review from Edinburgh Gin that made people want to go.
Yes.
Do you have that?
Here's the thing, I do have it. Or I can grab it because I was like worried. So full disclosure for people who don't know listening, I still work there.
Yeah.
So part of me was like, should I? Because like I don't want to get in trouble. But then also I did actually ask someone that I work with there last night. I was like, do you think I could bring this up? And he was like, you might have to ask the person who wrote the review because he still works there too. But then Hannah said it's much more of a petty revenge story.
Yeah. And
she was like, maybe save it for a petty revenge episode.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that does make sense. But I can't tell you how badly I want to read it. I can't tell you. Especially because I've read this review out loud I've done so many dramatic readings of this review that I'm amazing at this review now. I all the nuance points, I want to read it so badly, but Hannah's point of a petty revenge review episode, or petty revenge episode, is so good.
We have picked it up now, though.
I know. Do you think I should just read it?
Yeah.
If I get fired, I'm blaming you.
Or if it gets to the point you can edit it out and it's fine.
I mean, once I've read it out, I'm not going to want to edit out the video or the podcast. Right, I'm going to read the whole thing. There are parts of it that aren't as funny, but when you get to the funny parts, it is chef's kiss worth it.
Nice.
So the review itself, it starts with the, oh my god, I'm so nervous. It starts with the title, Poor Relations. And the review says, took part in this tour after buying a living social voucher for 2 people at a £50 value. Whilst the tour was enjoyable, we were made to feel very much like the poor relations when leaving, as the other people who had purchased the tour ticket at £50 independently were presented with a £10 bottle of gin, and we had a miniature shoved into our hands. Now, I know that it's stated on the voucher that we'd be giving a miniature, and that would have been all fine and well had the voucher not also stated that we were getting the equivalent value of £50. So if that was so, then why should we have a miniature when guests who walk in off the street and pay £50 can get their full bottle? If establishments are going to give a watered-down experience to living social customers, then this should be stated on the voucher. As far as I can see, we were not given what was promised. This was a shame because we had enjoyed the tour and our young Australian guide was very good. However, our disappointment at being treated as second-class customers meant that we left without purchasing some of the gins which we had planned to do. So that's the review. I also want to say the amount of reviews that end with like, I was going to buy £1,000 worth of gin. I didn't because you guys suck. And I'm like, no, you weren't. No, you weren't. Because even the people who didn't enjoy themselves still bought the gin. So shut up.
Yeah. Awesome as well about yeah. Okay. I want to hear the reply.
The reply, hi there. We are extremely disappointed that you didn't enjoy your experience with us. Allow me to try and explain our position. Now, when your voucher is sold as a £50 value by Living Social, you actually paid £19 for 2 people, which just over half goes to us. So if we receive £5 per head and you get a 90-minute tour from our guides, a gin tasting, a gin and tonic and a miniature bottle to take away, you cannot expect this ticket price to include a bottle of gin priced at £10 to £12. Not only would we be running tours at a loss, we would also be contravening licensing laws by selling alcohol under value. Furthermore, it was made perfectly clear on the voucher that you'd be receiving a £5cl bottle. As far as I can tell, your problem lies with Living Social, not with us. We're about to get to the good bit. As for feeling like a poor relation, if you buy the cheapest ticket, you're probably not flying first class. On another note, I think once this was explained to you twice by our guides, neither of which were Australian, by the way, I thought it might have been clear. I think the tour you received represents extreme value for money, and indeed from the nearly 700 Living Social vouchers we sold, I'd like to congratulate you on being the only complaint. Everybody else with a voucher has been lovely. Perhaps the somewhat rapturous nature in which you pursued your free gin was ultimately unnecessary and made the other guests feel uncomfortable. We pride ourselves with our value for money and customer service. However, there is no excuse for the avaricious and grasping way in which you conducted yourself. Had I been present, I would have given you your free gin as a means of getting you to vacate the premises. We wish you all the best in your future frugal endeavours. Kindest regards, and then the manager's name.
Yes!
Oh my god!
I mean, it's a beacon of light for anyone working in customer service.
To me, that is what you should do when you get a review from people who clearly were horrible to your staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my god. Because, of course, and this, obviously, I will say this to the wider audience listening. Most of the time, if we at Edinburgh Gin Distillery get a negative review, we will reply with an apology and we will reply very kindly, and we take it on board. We talk to whoever was on staff that day. You know, we do all the things you're supposed to do to make sure that whatever complaints don't come back. However, these people, I had started working here not long after this happened. And so from the people who were working that day were like, yeah, these people sucked. They were horrible the whole way through. They were like hounding the guides for this bottle of gin, and the manager wasn't in that day, so the guides were like, we don't know what to do. As it says in the thing, none of the people who were working there were Australian.
That's actually weirdly my favourite bit. I'm just like, what? How were they thinking it was maybe a Canadian accent? I don't.
But there wasn't a Canadian there either. When I started working there, there was an English person, I think 4 Scottish people, a French person, and that might have been it.
That's
so like
bizarre.
Nothing even close to Australian. And the French person did not sound like, you could tell where they were from. Like,
yeah.
It just absolutely insane. But yeah, I think my favourite bit is if you buy the cheapest ticket, you're probably not flying first class. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I love that. Oh yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to keep it in. I can't. This is the thing. It's such a good review. Like, it's such a good response to a review, actually, that I'm just like, though it does fit in Petty Revenge, and that is one that I would love to do at some point in the future.
Yeah.
I depriving our audience of hearing this wonderful review after I've bigged it up so much.
That's true. That's true. I was very aware. I was like, we have mentioned this story. Yeah, no,
a few times.
A few. I think that's it. I think, the majority, as you say, the majority of like bad reviews, they are dealt with, and they're dealt with professionally, and someone takes time to write back. But we know the kind of people that can sometimes come in, and I've experienced them as well, and they're so entitled that you just cannot stand for it. And
literally from our customer service episode, like, we touched on some of the people that we get that are just like, so entitled, so self-righteous, just the absolute worst. Sometimes I will stand by this until the day I die. Sometimes the customer is not right.
I agree. Sorry, customers. But
I
think most of you are also aware of that. I think most people are decent that would listen to our podcast anyway. I think
most people are decent, I think. Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, I've been the shit customer before. There was this one time where, now, when I say shit, I mean shit as in, like, bad jokes, that kind of thing. One time I was in queue to get on a plane, and the woman was like, we can't find your booking, like, hold on. It was fine. She was like, let me just, like, look for it, essentially. And I did that, just the worst, that joke where you're like, if you can't find me in standard, that must mean a free upgrade to first class.
Yeah.
And she looked so tired, and she literally was like, like,
I know.
and I literally responded, I was like, I'm so sorry, I don't know why I did it.
That just vomited out of my mouth. It just happened.
I've just gotten off of like a 12-hour flight, please forgive me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we should save, I've got some good stories for our travel chat that also involve airports. So airports are, okay, I won't go into them for now, but yeah.
Yeah, let's not go into just now. We'll save it for next week. Spoiler alert, next
Spoilers.
week's travel stories. Yeah. But yeah, do you have any more for me to guess, coming back around full circle?
I don't have any more for you to guess, but I have a couple from my hometown. And weirdly, the funniest ones I could find were about bridges.
Bridges?
Yeah, there's not much to do in Inverness. I mean, that's a lie. There's some nice things you can do, but I don't know.
There's not much to do, but there are loads of bridges.
There are, that is something we have a lot of, bridges, and people will definitely talk about the bridges.
People will walk over them and talk about them.
Yeah, and they review them on TripAdvisor. So this is called Purple is a Shit Colour.
What? What?
Dear Highland Council, I started my walk on Ness Bridge. It was absolutely ruined by the terrible colour of choice, purple. The actual colour of shit would have been preferable to this colour. Ruined my walk. P.S. The festive season is over. P.P.S. A warm, neutral yellow would have been preferable. The end.
What the hell?
Okay.
Purple is a shit colour. That's so funny.
They were so offended by purple. I personally haven't got that much hatred for purple, but I guess a whole purple bridge is quite purple. Do you know what I think they mean? They've not painted the bridge purple. They've basically just put like uplights on the bridge. And it's just a nice purple lighting. What the hell is wrong with that?
What the fuck? Like, I thought when you read that, I was like, oh, it must be a purple bridge. Like, they must have painted this whole bridge purple, which, to be fair, would be a bit strange, but I wouldn't, like, go really upset about it. Also, now that I know that it's lighting,
I know.
when he was like, the colour of literal shit would be better. Would it? Would it?
I think you're talking shit yourself. There's one more about bridges. 1 star. Why is this a thing? It's a bridge.
Why is a bridge a thing?
Yeah, it's a bridge, not some fancy attraction. It bounces when people walk on it and is vandalised with people's padlocks to mimic the scene in Paris, declaring their love for one another. It should not be listed as a thing to do in Inverness. Fair point. But
that's
also
fair. to be honest, I kind of support this person.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is the best review about a bridge that I've ever read, and this is again in Inverness. 1 star. Bridging the inequality gap.
Oh.
As a local resident and frequent water crosser. Sorry, what?
Frequent water crosser?
This bridge is one of many across the River Ness that I have crossed. Firstly, there are many miscreants and vagabonds using this bridge. Local hoodlums dressed all in black, screaming obscenities at passers-by. This originally left me feeling intimidated. However, I now use the bounciness of the bridge to knock the miscreants off the bridge and into the water.
What? This cannot be real.
My second point is the bridge is far too bouncy to be considered safe. I have seen on several occasions people bounced from said bridge into the icy Ness waters. What a cruel fate! On the positive side of things, the bridge has excellent views over a lovely city and is terrific for picnics. Although there are currently no tables, so unfortunately I have to give it a negative review. If one finds himself in Inverness and needing to cross the water, use the infirmary bridge, as it is much more tranquil.
Wow, this person.
I mean,
I am stuck because the rest of it sounds like a real review, except the bit of using the bounciness to knock like rowdy teens into water.
I mean, it's sort of now TripAdvisor is turning into sort of like fan fiction.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That's so weird.
And then I have one more from Inverness because it ties back into another story I mentioned of my teen years spending time in Inverness train station. This might help sum up the image of Inverness train station. Dirty place. 1 star. Yes, you would be right there.
Dirty place.
Pigeons flying everywhere, not to mention the trash all over the place. We were treated like cattle at the boarding, rude workers, and no security at gate. Awful place. That's it.
Awful.
Well, you seem to be leaving Inverness, so
yeah. Also,
much.
Like, who leaves a review about a train station?
I know.
Like, what were you expecting to be at the train station?
But the best thing is, I think it's genuinely about number 16 on things to do in Inverness.
Really? What?
Yes.
Is there,
things to do. Arrive in Inverness. Leave Inverness.
Yeah, things to do. Go somewhere else.
Yeah, it's so good. Oh, poor Inverness.
You said to me earlier on that you had some like chain restaurant reviews.
I do. I've got 2, and I was like,
okay.
We'll see if you might want to try guess them.
Sure.
So these are all chain restaurant reviews from the restaurants that are in Edinburgh, but I'm sure they could be put generally into the ether for general restaurant reviews. Okay, this one. See if you can guess where this is.
Mm-hmm.
Bad. I ordered 2 fries and got 1 fries. Will not be returning. You ruined my whole weekend and made me cry. Sad face.
What? You ruined my whole weekend. From the 1 fries. Is that McDonald's?
Yeah, it's a McDonald's.
Yeah. You ruined my whole weekend and made me cry.
I know.
That's so much. That's so
extra.
Much to put on. Yeah. Put on this poor person, this poor worker. Wow.
This is another one from a chain restaurant in Edinburgh. Okay, this one's a bit more cryptic. Maybe not actually. Okay. If if you want salad bar, make sure there is lettuce before you order your pizza. A salad bar with no lettuce is a sad thing. Sad in caps.
That's definitely Pizza Hut.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Pizza
that's
Hut.
definitely Pizza Hut.
Bar with no lettuce is a sad thing.
We were talking about salad yesterday, me and Hannah, for whatever reason. Because I was talking about how in RuPaul's Drag Race, one of the quotes from one of the most recent episodes was someone basically being like, there was an argument and they said, oh yeah, someone brought beef to the salad. And I was like, who? How, what?
I love it.
Who would put, like, out of the context of it being about, like, picking beef, who would put beef in a salad? What the hell? But then we were talking about how there's, like, a few things in America that they seem to have the word salad in them that are just not salad.
Oh, it's a very
Like
loose term.
Yeah, like mac salad, macaroni salad.
What?
Have you heard of it?
No.
It's like, look it up, honestly. It's just macaroni, like noodles, like pasta, and like mayonnaise and I guess some other stuff, but it's not a salad. Like, it doesn't
grim.
have salad in it. I don't understand. But they use it in a bunch of stuff. I don't understand.
We call like a lot of pasta salads, and you're like, it's not a salad.
It's not
pasta
salad
with bits in it.
I remember the reason I found out about mac salad was because macaroni salad, I'm looking at pictures of it and I'm like, what am I looking at? Yeah, the reason I found out about it is because I heard about a thing called, from America, called a garbage plate. Have you heard of a garbage plate before?
No. I can perhaps guess what it is, but explain.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, guess.
Is it basically, I mean, it's not literal dumpster diving, is it?
No.
Is it just like the cut-offs of the end of the day and they just mix it all up and give it to you?
No, that sounds horrendous. And thankfully, no, it's not. I don't know why it's called a garbage plate, but it was originated in upstate New York, I believe. And it's just like a plate full of stuff. Like, they have like home fries and burgers and mac salad, and it's like a pile of it. I guess it looks like garbage. I don't know. Apparently it's very tasty. But that's how I found out about mac salad, because I was like, wait, why is this in it? Here's a little snippet from a website that with a recipe. It says, nothing says summertime like eating a serving of the best classic old-fashioned creamy macaroni salad with eggs, crispy vegetables dressed in a simple but creamy light mayonnaise.
No.
That's what it is, though. It's like I'm looking at it. It's mayonnaise, macaroni, I guess egg, and then they chop up some onions, but they don't seem to cook the onions.
That is not what you want to eat in the summertime.
Oh, okay, so I've gotten to the list of recipe. It says short macaroni, hard-boiled eggs, celery, red bell pepper, red onion, mayonnaise, sweet pickles plus the juice, mustard, sugar, and salt.
Guys.
I know, everything about it sounds horrendous.
It sounds like food poisoning waiting to happen.
It does.
Leave that out in a salad bar for a few hours. Like, ugh, no thank you. We'll do a potluck one day and I'll bring some round for you.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm actually fine.
Okay.
We should do an episode where we have breakfast together.
Please. I really
could have
want
breakfast
this.
food.
It'll just be like me chewing a lot.
Breakfast ASMR.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have some. I feel like every time we go off topic to the most random place this episode. So I've got some food ones.
Nice.
After you told me you had them, I was like, I want food ones.
Okay.
This one you'll get straight away. Well, maybe you won't because you didn't get the Eiffel Tower one.
I know. It's still for some reason feels really early, even though it's not that early anymore.
I know what you mean. I woke up a bit later than I expected, and I was like, oh my goodness. Anyway, this one, for some reason, I don't know why New York is featuring so heavily in my narrative today, but when I was looking up just like chain restaurants, everyone I found was in New York, so I don't know what's going on. The title of I've only got the title of this one because it was wonderful, and it says just a mixed steak.
Just a mix what?
Just a mixed steak.
A mistake.
Yeah, but mixed steak.
Frankie and Benny's.
Annabelle. What restaurant puts Mick in front of everything?
I thought you were saying a mixed steak. Like a steak. Like a...
Oh my god.
Is it Burger King?
When you're like, Frankie and Benny's. Oh my god. I was sure there was no way that one could go wrong.
Well, there's always a way for it to go wrong. Proven. Yeah, McDonald's.
McDonald's,
yeah.
Obviously. Yeah, sorry, maybe if I spelled it for you, it's MC and then
Okay.
steak like steak. Just a McSteak.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god.
I'm going to have some water.
Oh my god. That was so funny. I was sure. I was like, okay, maybe it's just a little bit of a fluke with the Eiffel Tower one. She'll definitely get this one.
No.
Frankie and Benny's.
Cool.
There was another review from the same McDonald's, and the review, this is only the first little snippet of it, but the title is Barf.
Okay.
And the review is gross, I hate it, the food tastes like poo.
Gross, I hate it.
Yeah, that
Can't
was...
wait.
There was more, but it got to a point where I was like, I have no clue what this person's on about anymore. So
no. It's you can tell the ones that people leave in the restaurant while they're eating their food.
Yes, totally. Totally. The only other one I saw, this one annoys me. This one goes back to like me being like, guys, be better, like customers be better, because the title is the worst KFC in history, so no guessing this time, but the worst KFC in history. And it was 1 star, but then the review says, I visit this location at least twice weekly for lunch. Today, my food was unsatisfactory.
Oh my god.
Today. One time, so you've been there for like, who knows, weeks, months, years, who knows. But one time your food is unsatisfactory, so you go and you leave a 1 star review. I bet you didn't leave a 5-star review for all the other times you went.
Right, that's it. Only people just want to leave the shit reviews. Like,
that one really annoyed me. I was like, how dare they probably know you by name, Jeffrey.
I know. Is that his name? I hope it is.
No, I don't know. I'm just giving him one. I keep saying you, and I don't want listeners to be like, hey, stop shouting at me. So I'm going to call him Jeffrey. You.
I wrote down a few Amazon reviews that are... They will need the pictures to accompany them when we put the thing up, because I think you just need to see them. But first of all, they're just amazing things you can buy on Amazon. So let me just read them out in a sort of little list. This is an item which is a miniature cardboard cutout of Danny DeVito.
Amazing.
And the review just says, he is a good man. I am content at night knowing he watches me sleep.
Oh Lord.
But he is a good man.
He is. I mean, yeah, he's a great man.
Love Daddy.
Danny DeVito was pretty good. Did you hear that when Melissa was... Melissa.
Yeah,
Matilda.
I know. Yeah.
That really famous movie, Melissa. When Matilda was being shot, he was like super there to like make sure everybody was good. I'm pretty sure I can't remember anyone's name ever, as we've pre-established.
Oh, like Mara Wilson.
Yes,
yeah.
Mara Wilson. I'm pretty sure he ended up like helping her out quite a bit. I think she was going through a tough time when that movie was shot.
Was she not? Did she not lose a family member?
I think so.
Like
yeah, I think it was something like that. And he was just like, he like put her up when she needed a place to be, and like just like. So you know what? If I had to choose a person to have a cardboard cutout of, it still wouldn't be Danny DeVito, but I'd consider it.
I know, and I agree with the sentiments completely of the review. This one is Jesus Christ. I don't even know if this is a real thing, but it's this most insane Swiss Army knife I think I have ever seen. And I will post a picture, and someone's just basically said, I tried to file my nails, but in the process I accidentally fixed a small engine that was nearby, which was nice.
Oh my god. Annabelle's just sent me the picture of this Swiss Army knife. I'm going to put the picture up on Instagram. People listening, please go to the Instagram. You don't have to follow, you don't have to like. I mean, it would be nice if you did, but if you're not about that life, that's fine. But please go just to see this image. This is honestly, this can't be a real product.
It can't be, right? I mean, where would you even store that?
Yeah, I know. Like, I am having an aneurysm looking at this. Like, what even are all the extensions on here?
I don't know.
There's a magnifying glass.
There's definitely a compass on there.
A compass. There's a full pair of nail clippers just like sitting out the side. There's like pliers. There's a carabiner.
Oh, there is. There almost looks like there's an ice cream scoop. I doubt it, but you
Oh
never
my
know.
god. This is the most insane Swiss Army knife that there may be in the whole world.
I know.
This is crazy.
And apparently it exists. This next one is just called A Set of Tiny Hands.
Oh, I know these.
Yeah. There aren't enough words to express my gratitude for these tiny hands. They have made me closer with my friends. They have brought me peace of mind. And most importantly, they have strengthened my relationship with God.
Oh my god. That's a wonderful. I know exactly the tiny hands they're talking about
me
too.
I
kind of want them.
I know, so much entertainment. Right, we need to do this as a topic. Someone is reviewing like a self-published Kindle book. Like it's on. This one is specifically dinosaur erotica.
Oh my lord! Okay.
So this says, I bought this because I wanted to see how the sex would work between a giant lizard and a human-sized female. It works, just as you might imagine it would work. What?
Oh no! First of all, who wrote this book? Why did you write this book?
I don't know.
Why?
There's an amazing picture. It's this lady who's...
I don't know if I want to see it.
I will send it to you.
No! Oh my god, this picture. Oh my god, the title of it. Oh my god, everything about this is... Taken by the T-Rex is the name of this book. Oh my god, the picture... I'll put all of these up on Instagram, but the picture is just like... This woman in a bikini, really badly photoshopped in front of a really badly photoshopped picture of a T-Rex, like approaching, like roaring in front of like a really badly photoshopped mountainous background. Everything about this, it doesn't even look like that's the real face of the woman who's there.
I don't think it is. I think it's purely photoshopped. They were like, we can't use this other... I don't know. It's gorgeous.
Also... Why would you be curious as to why sex between a T-Rex sized lizard and a human-sized human?
I'm not curious about that.
I'm not curious about that even in the slightest. Like, I didn't need to know that this book existed, Annabelle.
Sorry. Now it is forever implanted in your brain.
It is. Now I know it's there. And now I know it's there, and now I know that people will read it.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's so good. The last one I have is more just the picture.
Okay, I'm ready.
I've sent you the picture.
Oh, there it is. What the fuck? What the fuck?
It's just like the arm, like the
God.
the arms and the feet and the head.
This is the worst thing I've ever seen.
And you can put them on each of your fingers, because then you have like two, you have 4 for your hands and your feet, and then 1 for the head, and you just sit it on the table. I can't even explain it.
You wouldn't be able to explain it. When you said to me that it was a squirrel hand puppet, this would have been my last guess. I don't even know if I would have gotten round to this guess. Like, I am horrified. This is horrifying.
It is nightmare. I mean, if this is going to be for entertaining your children, God help your children.
Oh my god. What would you buy this for?
I don't know. But yeah, you can see the review. It's just great product, but did not come with an HDMI cable.
What? Oh my gosh. Did not come with an HDMI cable. Yeah, this has to be its whole own episode at some point. Just Amazon products.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh my god.
So yeah,
that's so funny.
That's some of the beautiful things I found on the internet. There's,
oh my god.
I mean, we're just scratching the surface.
We really are. It makes me want to do like a full like Google deep dive.
Oh my god.
And just find the most heinous things. Although I don't want them in my search history.
I know. That's it. Now I should have put this in like private mode. Now I'm gonna get some weird ass adverts. Like
you really are. You really are. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Also, huge tangent, not related to anything. I meant to tell you this up top because it's like this is the only time I think I've ever experienced like a glitch in the Matrix kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And I meant to tell you at the beginning of the episode because I purposely wasn't telling you before we started recording. I was like, I'm not going to bring this up until we start recording. But then I for some reason forgot. So it was my birthday a couple of days ago.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. And for my birthday, I got the Spider-Man PlayStation 4 game. I've been playing it and it's wonderful. But when I got it, I was like, oh, sick. I've been wanting this game for ages. I've been talking about it for ages. Like, I've been talking to Hannah about it for ages. And I was like, yeah, my friend Elle loves it. She's played it before and she thinks it's great. And she showed me a bunch of the gameplay. And I was saying to Hannah, like, I know that there's, like, a random mission where you have to collect pigeons. And I know that there's a lot of collecting. The game's got a lot to do with collecting. Like, when Elle showed me it, blah, blah, blah. Then I get the game, I'm playing the game, and as the game is going, I'm like recounting bits in my head and out loud to Hannah that I'm like, oh, I remember Elle telling me about this bit, and then being like, oh, I remember Elle telling me about this, and oh, here comes the pigeons. I remember telling blah 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 blah. Then I went round to see Elle and James last night to share my birthday cake because I have so much birthday cake, and I was talking to Elle about Spider-Man, and she was like, oh yeah, I've always wanted to play that. I've never played it.
What?
Yes, and I was like, you're joking. She was like, no, we don't have it. I've never played it. I was like, Elle, you've talked to me about this game so much. And she was like, no, I haven't.
Oh my gosh.
And I started saying to her like things she said to me, being like, but you said that like you prefer this suit to that suit. And like in my mind, I literally can remember me sitting in a very specific place in their living room and her showing me this game. Because when I looked at like the screen where you can change your Spider-Man suit, sorry, I recognised it. I recognised the screen, and I recognised when I unlocked the suit that in my memories was her favourite one. I remember thinking, oh, this is the suit that Elle really likes.
And it was like there was no one else you knew that played it.
Me and Hannah have literally gone through all my friends that I know have any consoles at all, and I've like been like, no, it's not them. Your name come up because she was like, was it Annabelle? I was like, no, Annabelle's got a Switch. She's not got a PlayStation.
Oh my god, that's freaky. That's so
I know.
Weird. I like, love it.
It's the only time I've ever been like a proper glitch in the Matrix.
That's freaky. Oh my god.
I don't know what's happening.
That is bizarre, but amazing. I love that. We could do a whole episode on that. Weird glitches.
I started thinking, I was like, should I save this story? But I was like, no, because I kind of want to I want to put it into the universe because I desperately want someone to message me and be like, that was me, you idiot, you were around at my house.
Oh, yeah.
Weird. Yeah, let's not look too much into it because I for sure want to talk about this. Has got nothing to do with one star review.
That is true.
But I for sure want to talk about it another time because I never believed in any of this stuff at all. And I still am very skeptical, like as in glitch in the Matrix kind of stuff. I'm still very skeptical. I'm sure that there's a reason, but I don't know it, and it's freaking me out.
That's
but
great.
Anyway, I don't have any more. I've given you all my reviews.
Yeah, I've given all mine too.
We've done it. I don't think this has changed my mind. I still won't be leaving reviews anywhere. Sometimes I feel like I should be leaving the good reviews. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. As
much as I don't leave bad reviews, I also don't leave good reviews. And I'm sure that would be very useful and handy.
That's true. Or like, yeah, putting out like positivity a bit more into the world.
Totally.
You know, if someone's been really nice to you and really good, then yeah, mentioning them by name and saying, oh, this guy was great.
that's always so nice. Like again, working in tourism, we do get a lot of that. We get a lot of people like name dropping, being like, "Our guide blah blah was really good," and it does feel really nice. And like they always get read out. Like in my work anyway, like they're always like, "Oh, this review happened to you." We had one not long ago where one of the girls in my work, Mia, got sent a letter to our work.
Whoa.
With, I can't remember if it had money in it. I think it had like a tenner in it or something. But the letter it was literally like a card being like, "Thank you so much for the tour. It was so incredible. You're so wonderful." Like it was like when she first got it and the money came out, I was like, "Is this a birthday card? Is someone sent you a birthday card?" But it wasn't. It was like a card instead of a TripAdvisor review. It was like a card with money in. It was like so sweet.
I wish that happened more.
I was fucking jealous. I'm not
guys,
gonna lie.
Tip if you can. Tip if you
yes,
can. It really helps.
Oh my god, it really helps. Like the culture in Scotland isn't really much of a tipping culture. Like it's within restaurants, I would say. I always tip in restaurants.
Yeah, me too.
But it's quite rare to get tipped as a guide.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anyone's listening who does touristy stuff, if you can spare it, please always leave your guide a tip. It's just like it helps so much. It helps them deal with the rest of the day as well. Like it really perks you up for the day, and like even if it is only like a couple pounds, it really does help.
Even like it kind of covers your lunch for the day. It's like
totally.
That's nice.
You get a little free lunch. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm actually scheduled to finally got a date to go back to work after all this pandemic stuff is over, and not to be that guy. But I kind of can't be arsed.
I mean, fair enough. I think it's going to be harder for people like in your situation that have been off for so long and you're coming back rather than like, because I've just been working at home. So it's been good because I've not had this kind of break where I'm like, oh no, I have to get back, like, you know, get the gears going again. So it's going to be, it's going to be like much harder for
it's going to be so weird.
Yeah.
I don't remember when, I don't have the date to hand of when the pandemic, when we were told to go into lockdown. But my work, we finished work a couple of days before that, maybe a week before actual lockdown, 5 days or something like that. So I think I've been off work now for, I think it's been 3 months or more.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Which is unreal to think about. And yeah, like I'm quite an early riser anyway, but the thought of like waking up to get ready to leave, because I wake up, and right now we wake up early and then we just like hang out in bed for ages, just like chilling out, chatting, you know, just whatever, talk about what we dreamt about and stuff like that. And like feeling like I have to get up and be productive straight away again is going to be so weird.
I know. Oh.
Very strange going back. I don't know how to function speaking to people. The other day I went back to my old flat to help sort of deep clean before I went back to the landlord, and it was one of the only times in person that I was really like in proximity to someone and talking to them. And it was my flatmate Marie, and she was like, "Oh, can you do this thing? Can you clean the fridge?" And I went, "Yeah, no worries, baby." So I'm so sorry I called you baby.
It's that lockdown life. Yeah.
It really is. Like when the person you speak to the most is someone that you have a lot of pet names for, it's really tough to stop the pet names.
I know. Me and Christian to this weird thing. I don't even know where it began, but we sometimes like meow at each other.
What?
So we're like, wow.
To be fair, I act like that's weird, but we for sure do the same thing.
Yeah, but
we
once
for sure do.
I was on the phone to my mum, and I was like, Christian walked past, and I wanted to ask them a question. And I was like, "Oh, hey, Mal."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh," I didn't say anything to my mum, but I was like, "She heard that."
We don't meow at each other, but I do go whack at her.
Yeah, right.
I quack at her all the time.
It's so cute.
I don't know. I'm scared of like people are gonna be like, "Why are you? Stop calling me!" Like people are gonna be like, "Stop calling me baby! Stop quacking at me! What the hell?"
Well, it's normal. So
we took a massive detour as per usual. You know what? I'm gonna stop apologizing for the detours.
No, yeah.
This is my my 1 year older
1 year.
What word am I trying to find? What's it? Revolution? No, resolute. resolution.
It's a revolution of a year. Yeah.
It is. It's a revolution of a year, and so it's a resolution of being older.
Nice.
I'm going to stop apologising for the tangents. I like the tangents.
I agree. I love the tangents too. And yeah, never apologise for who we are.
No surrender. Great Britain.
Great Britain. Oh. Do you have any serving suggestions? Because I don't.
I do. I actually do. I have two. One of them is, well, I'll do my kind of odd one first. The first one was treat yourself. Like, do a splurge. Like, I did that this morning, and I feel so like excited because for the past, I want to say 3 years, I've had this laptop that I have now for, I want to say maybe 8 years or something like that. Like, it's quite old. And about 3 years ago or so, I stood on it by accident, and ever since then, when you open the laptop, half of the screen just is white. There's no pixels.
Wow.
Yeah, and then to get the laptop to have pixels, you have to essentially crack the screen for the pixels to like pop up.
Nice.
And like at the beginning, it was literally like you would touch the screen a little bit and it would pop up and it was fine. Now, literally, like I have to basically snap the screen for the pixels to like jump forward. It's insane. If you put the battery in the back of it, the laptop screen won't even turn on.
Oh no.
Like, so it lives permanently attached to the adapter, the AC adapter, because and so I can't move it. Anyway, it's the worst. It's the absolute worst. It constantly breaks. It's terrible. So I got some birthday money because it was my birthday, and I bought a new laptop. I like haven't done it for so long because I'm always like I can't. I'm saving this money. And then when I got that like little boost of extra money, I thought to myself, what am I saving the money for?
Yeah.
Like, I'm saving the money to spend on me at some point. So why not spend it on me now and like just splurge a little bit and get this thing that is like ultimately something I need, but also like a bit of a frivolous, like a bit of like a, you know, I didn't need to spend that much money on the laptop or whatever, but it was just like, it made me feel very good to finally like splurge on myself a little bit. So even if it isn't like a laptop or in your case a new microphone or like something like that.
This is it.
Like even if it's not an expensive thing, like just like do a little splurge. Like if you have gone to the shops and you see something that every time you see it, like even like donuts or something, you see something that every time you see it you're like, oh, that looks so good, like let this be the one time that you're like, you know what, I'm gonna get it and it will be good.
Yeah, I always have that kind of rule. If I see something and I'm like, I love it, and if I think about it, maybe I give myself, I mean, it depends how much it is obviously and how much I can save, but if it's something that's been on my mind for weeks, months, and I'm still thinking about it, I'm like, well, clearly I just need to get it.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, no, that's a nice one. And yeah, I agree. I think there's, you know, we're always so worried about our money and saving and
and it's understandable. Like obviously, like I say, I do feel a bit selfish saying that one right now when so many people are having a hard time with COVID and stuff like that. And I'm the same. My salary has dropped significantly since COVID started. But even if it wasn't a laptop, even just like a little splurge on something I know it would have, and splurging on anything this morning would have pepped me up so much. So yeah, like it doesn't have to be insane. Even splurging on like time to yourself. It doesn't even have to be money.
Yeah, giving yourself time just to like be, and yeah, that's good. I'm totally into that, and I like your thoughts of donuts as well. All the donut shops have reopened, by the way, in Edinburgh.
You love a donut.
I love a donut.
My second serving suggestion is animals.
Ooh.
Find a pal, or go to somewhere. The zoo's open again now if you're someone who supports zoos or whatever, or Gorgie Farm or somewhere. Find someone who can like let you see or play with their animal for a little bit and just go have some animal time.
Yay.
Because it lifts my mood so much to be around animals and like to have time with an animal. Last night I went to see, like I said, my friends Elle and James, and they recently got a new dog, and she is wonderful and so cute and the most polite dog I've ever met ever in my life. She's so lovely. She's a rescue. She's quite shy, and I've met her twice before on walks because we want her to get used to me because I live so nearby.
Yeah.
So if she gets used to me, I can look after her when they go away on holiday and stuff. And so we went round to the house, and they pre-warned me. They were like, when you come in, like, don't go to her, like, completely ignore her, let her come to you, just like so that she knows that this is normal.
Yeah.
And okay. And the second we came in, her tail started wagging. She came over to sniff our hands. She just like was like happy, really happy that we were there. She was just so excited. And it was the nicest feeling. Oh my God, it was so lovely.
Yeah, there's nothing like the love of your pet. And
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my first service suggestion is do a little splurge. My second service suggestion is go hang out with an animal somewhere, somehow.
Go just wander down the middle of a park with some bacon in your pockets.
Yes, sit down in the meadows or wherever it is that you're from, sit down in a park with an open packet of ham next to you, and I guarantee you will get some dog attention.
You can dress up like the old pigeon lady from Mary Poppins, but you know.
Yes, you can do that if you want.
You know.
That sounds good.
Why not?
That sounds good and not at all excessive.
Yeah. Anyway,
I think that's us. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks.
It was nice to chat to you.
Yes, you too. And I hope everyone has a lovely day, and follow us on all the usual stuff.
Oh yeah, I always forget to do this. Follow us, Breakfast Food Podcast on Instagram. I'm Cara McKinley on Instagram, or if you want to have a look at my art,
yes,
cara.mckinley.art as well now on Instagram.
Very cool.
With all my illustration stuff. And then you're Annabel Logan Comedy, isn't it?
I am on Instagram. Yeah, just search for that. It's easier than typing in my handle. And I'm on Twitter. We're on Twitter.
Breakfast Food's on Twitter, and we're there as well. You can find us in multiple places if you just look hard enough.
Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck.
Cool. Well, bye for now, everybody, and
bye.
See you soon.
Have a good breakfast.